Hello, hello. Good day. So, good day, good evening. I hope all meetings are already in the past. So, traditionally, we wait people for one or couple of minutes, so you have time to take a coffee, to take a tea, take some snacks, right? Because today we will talk about quite interesting topic. We will talk about our netta, how to move from our gross to our netta, and how to earn and spend money keeping a balance. So I would say a couple of words before we will start, before I will proceed here with this topic, because the initial idea was here to organize kind of set of the session where we will go into financial literacy kind of step by step, session by session, understanding more and more. And this session, that's actually the first one where I would provide some initial information. However, it will be quite important information for your further mm, your further decisions. Your how you will tackle with money, right? And what kind of uh, decisions you can make for earnings and for spending your money. So um, I think we have we have 4 minutes past 4. I am in Poland here. Maybe you are in your location. So this I think we can slightly start, and I would um, mm, I would say that this topic, why I decide to talk about this topic and say about gross to net, because quite often uh, we are we receive our monthly salary and we spend it. We receive some salary, we spend it, right? We earn some money, we spend it, and uh, in this circle, not so often we are thinking about our net, about not only amount of the money that we have as a rest of this cycle, right? But sometimes we are not evalu evaluating our spendings, our life, uh, apart from this cycle. And at this session, we will talk about this. We will talk about mostly probably well-being part rather than financial one, rather than numbers. Why so? Because before we will move to math, we will talk about math on the next session, right? That will be handled in December. We will talk about math, budget, and so on. However, you know, uh, here we have something apart from the math. Because if we will drive our life only by math, we will not have emotions, right? We will not have some well-being. We will not have some happiness of that. And main point today to talk about keeping a balance um, between what we plan to spend, right, when we plan to earn, and our feelings, um, how we interpret it, and what kind of feelings stay with us after this circle. So uh, at the end, what we will talk today, how make earnings more valuable for you, because as we will see later, it's not only about money, it's about our mm, it's about everything that we acquire after after providing some services, some job, something to different people, right? Maybe we can kind of earn something more than just the money, experience, for example, right? Or some skills, or develop some skills, or something else. We will examine this topic. Another point, about another point about our spendings. So, and how to make it more meaningful for us, just not spending money using our shopping list, right? Or spending money chaotically or spontaneously, but make some understanding what we have behind of that. And also we will make some conclusions what we can do to make our life more happier, to keep our well-being, our well-being level, taking into account some financial perspective, right? I also would remind people who joined us later that feel free to write your comments on YouTube, right? I see all these comments, and moreover, our session will not be like a lecture, right? Here, I would like to communicate with you. I would like to hear your feedback and hear your opinion, and that's why I encourage you to provide to type some comments because we will have some questions. Even next slide will be a question, all right? To to brainstorm some ideas to kind of trigger you uh, to think. Might be for someone it is difficult after a whole working day, but still, let's try to do this. Uh, it will help, first of all, you to understand yourself better, to understand what kind of ideas you can generate, right? And how information could be applicable for you. So, as a training, maybe as a first question, I would ask you to think about potential income ways you know, right? Uh, for example, list some ways how you can get money. What whatever you think, right? Uh, I know that we have some delay here, so I will wait when you will provide some list of ideas, right? And it also will be good to uh, provide kind of metrics how we can compare these different ways. Might be something is more risky, might be something is uh, more stable, maybe something is more preferable for you personally, right? Might be it is a kind of chaotic way to get money, right? So let's think about this. Let's put some ideas. Uh, what kind of ways, what kind of approach you could use to get money? So I also will check. I see some options here like a salary from work, sell something, a kind of active passive income. That's great. Receiving some benefits, also great. Share experience, knowledge, property. Uh, Agree. That's valid point. And salary, rent apartments, investment into stocks, and other types of valuables, bonds. Yeah, that's security and investment into security. Employment, own business, rent property, stock requires capital, hustling. Great. And what about risks? How how do you think? You name it quite good options, right? There are I do believe there are much more that you listed. But what about risk? How do you think? Which option could be risky for you or less risky, and why? Or might be you would evaluate for yourself some other criteria. How you can think about this? Government compensation, great. So you can continue to type, right? You can continue to write, and I will try to combine all your options and also try to compare them between each other. So, what do we have? Uh, you mentioned about different types, and when it comes to salary, it might be a work, right? It might be our daily job where we spend our time for employee, for employer, right? And we providing something for employer or their clients and receive salary back. It might be business. Some of you suggesting renting apartment, renting some things, all right, sharing some things. It might be treated as a business, mostly as a business, because you need to take care about this flat. You need to find clients. Um, you need to understand price on the market. Um, how some positive, negative aspects of your property, some infrastructure around this property, and so on. So, I see another option like a tax refund. Uh, i- it Tax refund, I would say that that's interesting point that because it's not covered by work, business, investment, and fortune. A tax return, it is something that government return to us because we paid a little bit more than we should, right? And we paid doing some work. We paid from our work or we paid from our business, right? Some of you also mentioned securities, bonds, stocks, and some other types of securities. That's investment. However, investment here not only about securities. Investment that's also uh, other meaning of investment. It could be a venture uh, where you help startups with money, with networks, with some available advice, and so on. It might be investment in some infrastructure projects, right, where you will have some benefits after this, after building some roads, after building some buildings, and so on. That's different type of investment. So, and I put here fortune because sometimes we might receive we might win a lottery. We may have um, mm, uh, we may have some inheritance, right? Some lucky things that not so stable. I would say like this. Here also I see an option like investing in yourself is always work. Exactly. Here we are talking about increasing our skills, increasing our experience. We will talk about this just in a second. And uh, mm, what I think, uh, what kind of thing unite the first three items? That's from my opinion, and I do believe that it is true. So if you have some other opinion, so I invite you to some round table, right, or some discussion. I open for that. Uh, if I think that delivering a value to customer actually drives these three directions. So, for example, uh, when we are employee, we deliver some value to our employer, right? To our employer or our clients and all in all to our employer. So it's not only about our company, it's about every company. If you are not delivering value, might be you take this position because of lucky, right? Because of some other things not related with your value delivery. So, and in when it comes to business, exactly the same. If business will not deliver value to their customers, customers will not pay for this, right? And if you will recall some businesses, some popular businesses, not so popular businesses, all in all, you will see that this business try to deliver something for the customer, for their clients, right? And clients pay for this. Uh, I know only one business when customer not receive anything but paying for this. That's a charity, right? And many people donate money, but they. I will also talk about donation uh, in a half an hour, close to end of the presentation, because donation help us to actually feel better. It doesn't bring our value directly, however, it brings value in our well-being. So let's park donation for a while and check investments and value. When you invest your money, when you invest something, right? Uh, you also provide a value. Actually, if you invest money, your money is a value for someone. It might be a value for startup, right? Uh, if you invest um, your how to say it in a different way. So if you communicate with some startup and share with them your clients, it's also investing. You provide a value for them. That's my understanding of the value providing. If you have other, also feel free to reflect it in the comments. I don't cover fortune here because in the fortune we don't provide any value. However, we receive some money. Uh, if you will buy a lottery ticket, it's a quite big difference between what we invest and what we receive, right? And that's why I don't cover this because it's not pure value, right? It's just a take a chance to win something. Uh, at the next point, I would like to check what kind of um, elements we need to be successful in each sphere from the value perspective. So for work, we need to have skills and experience, right? Uh, if we have um, uh, quite high level of the skills, we have deep experience in some area, we succeed with our work, right? That's our chance to receive more money, right? And be promoted. When it comes to business, that's a business model, experienced people, network, and funds. So about business model, that's pretty clear. About experienced people, if you have a business and in your business you have not experts, right? Probably in some time these people could do wrong thing or could do right thing but in a wrong way. You need some experienced people. What I mean by network, that's a network of the client, a network of customers, network of vendors, some people network, right? If you it is impossible to do business in your own in full isolation, right? You need to communicate with people. That's your asset to make a successful business. So when it comes to funds, to run your business, you need some funds uh, for equipment, for hiring people, for starting your business, right? Without this, it will be quite difficult to do something big and serious, right? So when it comes to investment, uh, I put experience, network, and funds here. Uh, Definitely, there are some many things that also you need to do apart from this, right? Uh, but without these things, it with high probability you will lose money within investment. So if you don't have experience, you try to invest in some area, you try to allocate money for some project, and without experience in this sphere, might be it is kind of lucky. If you are lucky, you win. If you are not lucky, you are not win. If you have experience, there's a more chance to make a right decision about investment or proportion of investment your funds. That's also about network. Uh, Even if you invest in securities, there are also some infrastructure network, right, to provide you this chance, and it is quite difficult to invest even in securities without information that's also provided by people. And to invest, you definitely need funds. I put no value delivery for fortune. I already explained why. Um, what kind of things I missed in all these points? I definitely missed efforts. I missed resources around. I missed strategy, communication, and so on. All of this definitely important. However, all of these implemented to all spheres, right? Not in the specific ones. And now I would compare these spheres uh, by the following metrics: amount of money that we could have, stability of this area, and longevity. What I mean by this, uh, for example, for work, this amount of money, I can't say that it is high or very high. I would say that's a medium, right? Because majority of people use work for use daily job for as their main income, and they have kind of medium salary, right? Um, Comparing with ultra wealth people and comparing with people without even work, right? Here's somewhere in the middle. Stability high because even if we have some turbulence in the world, uh, daily job is more or less stable compared with other types of income receiving. And longevity high because if you like some work, if you would like to continue, you have a chance to do this. Not so often, I would say in majority of cases, people have an opportunity to continue their work. Definitely, there are some cases where company made a decision uh, about about firing people. However, here that's why actually we have not very high here. Just a high uh, if you would like to continue your job, you can do it. Uh, Moving forward to business. Amount of money, as we see, it might be high or very high. However, there is a lack of stability, especially even when you start your business from the scratch. It might be low stability. We remember statistics of startups, right? That after 3 years only, 70% of startups are alive. After 5 years, around 10% alive, and so on. Uh, However, in non-stable times, it's even harder to maintain your business. So right now, I have heard almost every day about closing some startup, closing some business here. And when it comes to longevity, it's unpredictable because Might be it will be prospective business, might be not so not so much. So when it comes to investment, it might be medium high because here we are talking about percentage and it depends on the money you have, right? Stability medium because for some people investment not so good. For some people that's quite good. Average in a medium, and longevity is high if you have a long-term goal. And when it comes to fortune, here we have unpredictable, very low, because at least from my perspective, I don't, I cannot rely at this point. Uh, that's that's quite good. And uh, what I would summarize from this point, that the high value you deliver, the bigger income you will have. That's actually true for three points for work, business, and investment. So, and let's examine uh, our value and our satisfaction from the salary, from the income that we have. So I have checked the study. High income improve evaluation of life, but not emotional well-being. And here we have quite interesting graph. Uh, I put a description at the right side, right? And I would a little bit describe what we have here. So after some amount of money, we have uh, more or less the same positive effect, not blue and stress-free. Positive effect, it means that we are feeling happy, we are smiling all time, we are enjoy our life, everything is perfect, right? Uh, because here each aiding motivates us. We can afford more things, we can buy more things, and so on. And after some period of time, we even if we receive some income, so our life more or less the same. What is the difference between these three lines? Not blue, it means that we are uh, we are not reporting, we are also reporting worry and sadness. And stress-free, where we just we just not feeling the stress, right? We may worry, we may feel not comfortable, and so on. However, we are not reporting the stress. The interesting fact that here we have even decreasing level here, because when we are talking about some high amount of money, uh, people might tend to feel stress uh, connecting with two things. The first of all, of responsibilities, right? Because usually at this stage, people responsible for quite big things. And second one, what should I do with this money? How should I park this money? Should I use deposit? Should I invest them? If I invest, what kind of investment should I pick? What kind of profitability of this investment, and so on. People starting to worry about money. And um, this ladder, what does it mean? It is referred to Cantor's ladder. It means I would remind what is this. There are three big areas: depressed, coping, uh, and thriving area, divided by some points. And overall measurement from 1 to 10, when people measure uh, their well-being, I would say their happiness. Uh, and we see that here we have a kind of higher level in this ladder here. Why? Because people because at this stage, money it's not so good motivator for people, and here we have some other motivators. And later, we will check what kind of motivators we have here, right? So also what I would say that oh, something happens. So that uh, um, interesting point that not only material things motivate us, but also experiential one. When after spending some money, we receive some experience of that. So and uh, just previously we talked about exchanging value, our value, delivered value to our money, and we say we saw that at different levels, at different areas, we can deliver different scale of value, right? At the work, we have some set of responsibilities. Doing our business, we have quite wider sphere of our responsibilities. Doing investment, we might have even wider sphere of responsibilities because we need to think not only about one specific business, we need to think about different businesses if we invest money into this. And here my question to you, what drives us, or maybe what drives you to increase a scale of value delivery? While you're writing, I will a little bit elaborate this question. What does it mean? So it means that if you have your daily job, right? What drives you to increase as to drive to bring more value, right? How uh, you definitely think about promotion, right? And as we saw previously, promotion is possible when you drive more value. And question here, what kind of factors are you taking into account to increase the scale of driving value? I don't see answers. Maybe I'm not audible. Yeah, I see some. We have one answer: financial safety from a pool. Yeah, that's great point. Uh, I encourage everyone to share your ideas, right? And I will comment some answers. I see answer comfort, right? Sharing experience. Now, when it comes to comfort, that's a bit tricky point because if you're in comfort zone, right, um, might be you don't need to put any additional effort here because you receive good salary. You're doing your job that kind of your daily job, right? And what is the point in, to increase delivered value and increase a salary? You are in comfort zone. Uh, if you are talking, if you mentioned with comfort something like this to have a more comfort than you have right now. For example, you're renting a flat, right? And you're thinking about buying your own to have a more comfort. That's a little bit different point because you would like to increase uh, to make better your environment, right? That's that's a good driver to increase scale of value delivery. Exactly. So good education. Uh, that's uh, that's good point. Let me also elaborate this one. So if you have good education, it means that you increase your skills or you increase your experience in some given area, and uh, maybe continuous education drives you uh, to provide more value, right? Or might be you are eager to find something new, here you're eager to try some new experience, and that's why you would like to acting at a higher level. Uh, I see some comment. The more money resources you have, the more uh, you rule your life. Exactly. I agree with you. And by the way, when I prepared to this session, I also saw confirmation of this in some scientific studies. Being delegated, entrusted a new sphere of responsibilities. Exactly. That's about your further development, right? So, uh, what I think that all of this could be combined, and majority of studies highlighted that first of all, if you have a vision of your life, if you have a vision of your work, if you understand where you're going, what is your North Star, right? It helps you to act at a higher level. It helps you to understand what kind of value you could deliver at a higher level. Another point I see as a recognition here, exactly, it might be material, non-material recognition. Agree with you. You also mentioned point about development, right? Development, coaching, learning, on some professional growing, and so on, because it helps us to explore new opportunities and to understand how how we can solve the issue using different methods. It helps you to acting at a higher level because you're mature enough, right? And at the end, doing and acting at a higher level, you bring higher impact. Uh, Ask yourself, what drives people that have millions, billions dollars, right? Uh, they have money. They probably don't need another $1,000 or $10,000. Come on, it's nothing for them, and they're working for impact, for impact on the world, to change something, to change people's life, and it also could drive it drive us as well, right? Because when we are doing our job on higher level, we are changing life of the people, right? We are making some impact on the business. We are making some impact on our clients. We make some impact, and uh, we we feel recognizable from this impact. And another point is networking, because we are communicating with people and acting at a higher level. As I showed before, it is also required communication with the people. Uh, when Even if we are doing on our daily job, we communicate with the people, right? Even if you are coding, sometimes you also communicate with people, right? And then more you communicate with people, then more you understand some pain points, and then uh, proper value you could suggest to address these pain points. So um, that's when it comes to our income and our well-being related with our income, right? Uh, I understand that at the specific moment of time, you might be driven by money, right? However, if another $100 not give you same amount of happiness, or $1,000, it depends on you. Uh, that might be make sense to think about these points, that or what is behind of this, what is behind of material things here. Another question that I also would ask you about spendings. Which spendings make you happier? Uh, when you can recall when you spent money and this buying uh, was increased your happiness, were quite good for you, maybe quite good for people around you. Some actually make you more happier than before. And after that, I also will do the same exercise where I would match your opinion with some scientific researches that we have. I will wait a couple of minutes, right, for your answers, for your responses, uh, because I do believe that not only income is important here, but also spendings. Uh, some people saying that our spendings drives our income. That's partially true, but after some amount of income, it's not so true because our spendings um, could be fixed or more or less fixed, I would say, right? However, our income could grow. I'm not talking about spending money for some huge things, right? Buying another home, buying another flat, buying fifth flat, sixth flat, and so on, renting these just because of you like it. That's mostly about building your business. Here, the question mostly about uh, making spend money for your happiness. So I see some answers. Spending on experience and emotions. Great answer. I will touch this point. Traveling, buying, doing something for someone. Great point again. And talking about, we will talk about someone. We will talk about doing something for someone. By presence, help to parents, new courses that's for education when you would like to be succeed on your job, right? Or in your business, you can buy some courses. And there is another point why we can buy some courses. I also will share this one. Uh, Buy some silly stuff that awesome point. Awesome point. Also will touch this. That's a great point, and it will help you a lot. And what else we have? Spending on a hobby makes me happier. Probably spending a child also will make me happier. Exactly, exactly. So, and the first point that I would share with you that spending money for our own making us happier. The recent example that usually when I do shopping, I have a shopping list and I buy some goods according to this shopping list. It's definitely not make me happier. That's a kind of shopping routine, right? However, I remember one case when I pick when I choose charger for my phone. You know, currently almost each phone has their own charger. However, I don't like the standard one. And I saw the charger that was uh, was quite quite good for me. I like this material. I like this all these elements. I like this foam. I like everything here. And I bought this charger and I use it. And when each time when I charge my phone, I see uh, mm, I have this experience and it increase um, some um, some comfort level, it increase some well-being level for me, right? And when you will stop yourself during the shopping and check what kind of thing you would like to buy for yourself. I know that some people could say that I need a big house, right? It will be make me happier ever. That's partially true. Why so? Because great house definitely will make you happy, and that's a might be good investment. However, from another point of view, after 5, 10 years, you will used to this house, and it will not so bring so bright emotions for you. However, when you will buy some maybe little stuff, right, that will um, will arise some good emotions to you, that will increase your well-being level. And here I listed um, some points that you may take into account when you choose this thing. Um, for example, it might be some natural things, some goods, event, meetings. So if you like to meet with some person, or you would like to meet with someone that uh, to discuss interesting topic, that's quite good. Or you would like to have a team building to meet with your friends. Great. That's actually experiential spending. We will talk about this later. And about events, spending on goods. Uh, some some research is saying that goods not so good because it's not so memorable for us, and we used to these goods, right? We don't have kind of long. It's not so a long well-being experience from these things. However, it still has. And when we buy some stuff, we can take it more personal for us. Might be it could be a little bit expensive than the usual stuff, right? When the usual things. However, it brings us positive emotions, and when we use it, we kind of recall these positive emotions for us. That's why, uh, mm, from mathematical perspective, from formulas perspective, right? It might be not worth to do, but we are human, and uh, we are experienced with emotions. That's why makes sense keep a balance and sometimes to buy something for us. And uh, and the good point here also, if I would like to quote it, right? If your goal to be happier, you should ask yourself if your pursuit is bring you closer to being your true, authentic stuff, right? That this thing is matched to you, matched with your expectations, and it brings your uh, not only kind of functional value, right? But it bring you kind of emotional value. So moving forward, and let's talk about uh, experiential pursuit and material pursuit. That's a quote from one scientific research that experiential pursuit, that's an event or series of events that one lives through, and material possesses a tangible object that is kept in one's possession. Uh, that's true, but what does it mean, and how what kind of influence it has for us? So as I mentioned before, we tend to remind our experiential experience. That's repeating some words. We tend to recall uh, mm, our experience rather than materials. So for example, when you visit some country, you might see these photos one more time. You have it in your phone, right? And even after some period of time, you decided to share it on Facebook, with your colleagues, or just show your colleagues where you were, right? What kind of experience you had. And Having these memories for you, you kind of recall yourself this experience. You recall yourself how happy you were, and actually, this is from our cells perspective, from our brain's perspective, that's help you uh, to uh, go through this experience one more time, maybe in a less scale, but still. With material usage, you has a kind of tendency to use it on a daily basis, right? And after some period of time, it's not so fresh emotions like it was before. So, and the interesting point here that experiential purposes produce more intense feelings of the happiness. Materials purposes produce more frequent feelings of happiness because of usage, right? And when we experience it with something, that's a kind of wow, that's perfect, that's awesome, unbelievable. And when material usage, for example, our new car, right? We use our car every day, and day by day, our um, mm, our emotions, our and kind of feelings of this car is less and less and less. Our happiness of this car less and less. So that's also confirmed by this diagram when scientists checked our satisfaction after some period of usage. This and they realized that before experiential, we think okay, it will be good, we will see something like this. And when we just before buying something, we are quite excited. For example, before buying a flat, before buying a car, right? We are quite excited. I know that some people before buying the car, they use some constructors on dealer sites, building your own car, right? They actually these people building their own emotions, right? And after using this car, after buying this car, that's quite good. But after 1 year, 2 years, it is kind of regular stuff. However, when it comes to emotions, it's uh, not so uh, impressive this before this event. However, the memory of this event stay with us even longer because we have a chance to recall it with our friends. So, what else we have here? Another point that we use our money to buy better time. I remember your great comment about buying some silly stuff, right? That's exactly about this. Because you buy something that you don't need to spend your own time. You can instead of this, instead of doing some silly stuff, you can spend the time with your family. You can spend the time with your friends, right? Uh, but based on researches, uh, they realized that people have some doubts to buy in a time because it's not common use of money, because it's uh, correlated with well-being. I can explain what does it mean. That only wealthy people reported that they buy in a time, and people also have a tendency to think kind of something like this: when I will have money like this, I can buy I can buy a cleaning service, I can buy pizza delivery service, I can buy something, and so on, right? However, majority of these is available for us, right? And that's just a matter of our uh, experience. If we would like to have this experience, that's the first point. And the second point, if we would like to save our time for some other activities, uh, it, it is not good choice when we are buying a time to spending it to another piece of work. That's probably not so good. Makes sense to spend this time with your relatives or friends. And some few examples how we can buy the time. Um, we can rent or buy some apartments close to our work, close to our workplace, right? Uh, uh, for example, on my previous job, my superior spent 1 hour and a half for commuting in one way. So it means he spent 3 hours per day just for commuting from his home to work, right? Each day, 3 hours. So this time could be spent for his family, could be spent with friends, right? Could spend for self-education and so on. Um, Another example I can do it. I Another example from myself, right? Here I pick my flat in 15 minutes to reach the office. I use bicycle and just a 15 minutes and I am here, right? It's a it's a good morning exercise. It's good evening exercise. It is time enough to switch the context, right, from the work one to the family one, and it helped me to kind of prepare for kind of switch the context, right? What kind of another example for buying a time? Delegate some household chores, get consultation about something, and education also here, because um, how I make a decision about buying some educational course, if we are talking about buying the course, right? Um, if I can understand this information by my own in a shorter way, and it will be more effective to me to use self-paced approach, right? I will use it. I will Google, I will find some materials by my own. But if I think that I will spend more efforts for learning, I can buy an educational course when I receive everything in structured way, when I receive access to teacher, mentor, whatever, and I can ask, I can spend less efforts to acquire new knowledge, to understand new knowledge, and I will be able to implement this knowledge in a short period of time. So that's when it comes to education and paying for the courses. At least that's my approach, right? And the main point here that uh, spending spending time in a right way, spending money in a right way. Uh, I know that for some things it could require more money, right? However, it help you to save time for things that matter for you, that important for you, right? Uh, Moving forward, and that's about helping other people. And I also remember that you mentioned about donation, because helping other people make our increase our well-being, increase our happiness, right? Because we see emotion of our colleague. So, and if you would like to use this way, these three points could help you with this. Doing face to face. I know that we have kind of distributed environment, right? And we communicate with people from different locations. But feel free to share your camera, show your emotions, show your face. It will help you to be more connected with this person, right? Strong ties rather than weak ties. So it means that it will bring you more satisfaction, I would say, when you gift your relatives rather than you make a gift to some stranger, right? However, it also depends on the emotions from that side. So even if the stranger quite grateful, right, and express a lot of positive things for you, it might be more useful for you, I would say, and increase your happiness level. And feeling of changing personal or professional life of someone. For example, someone it costs nothing or it costs a really small amount of money to give an opportunity, to give a chance to someone to change their life. And when over some time you see this person with completely new life, you you make it makes you more happier. Personally, all examples I bring from my own life, right? I met with many people, and um, I try to keep a relationship with the people, and I see that how people change their life over the time. That's perfect. So when we are talking about money, and even $5 could make happier someone, um, and it will happier you as well, as a back reaction, right? So, and it's small amount of money, right? And here we are not talking about money itself. We are talking about attention to the people, and we are talking about bringing some, um, how to say, some small gift that will back to us as a positive emotions. That's why I didn't put this point as a kind of donation or charity at the first slides there, right? Because that's a different point. It's not related with value delivery. It's not related with our daily job or something like this. It's a thinking about mostly uh, it's a mostly well-being things, right? To make our more happy. So um, moving forward, and I would uh, kind of summarize what we talk today. So I see one question. If you don't mind, I will cover this question a little bit later after summarizing. And also, I have a call to all people. If you have questions, feel free to post your questions, because after summarizing, we will have a Q&A session where I will be happy to answer your question, to share my opinion, to share information that I checked from these studies mentioned on the slides, right? And maybe I can advise something. It's not financial advice. It's just a um, kind of experience from my own life. So what we checked from income perspective, that value delivery drives material return, right? Then higher value we deliver, then higher material return we will have. However, when it comes to non-material return, we uh, we we saw um some different points, kind of vision, kind of continuous development, networking, and other things, right? So uh, when it comes to uh, picking your activity, what you would like to do, Um, I think majority of people pick work because of stability, because of predictable income, and that's a good chance to develop yourself. However, I know people who prefer business or rather than their daily job, and there are also some arguments here. Take them into account to make a decision, because sometimes people change their daily job to business, change their business to daily job. So it depends your I would say knowledge, beliefs, and mm, understanding of your future, right? Where you would like to develop yourself, and you feel comfortable with this. Some people comfortable with the risk. So, and when it comes to spendings, here we checked, we saw that money buy happiness when spending on our personality, right? We see that it is experiential spending is more longer in our emotions and more longer in our uh, well-being, I would say, with us, rather than material ones. And um, it's we can helping people with money, with some small gifts, making us happier, and we can buy time using our money. From another perspective, I would say one more time that uh, taking into account only math, that's not this point's not useful at all, right? But uh, we are not robots. We are humans, and sometimes we need to put aside from the strong math and allow ourselves some things for our pleasure, to things that increase our happiness, increase our well-being. So I would finish with this topic. I would stay with this slide. Don't want to close the presentation, right? To recall some things that we just talked about, and I'm open for questions. Please write some questions you have. Um, might be there are some questions not strictly related with our today's topic. Maybe you think about some future topics. I also invite you. You definitely have financial experience, right? Some financial experience. I also invite you to be participants of our future meetings, for our future events. Participants, I mean, participate in the call or being a speaker. We can organize interview, we can organize roundtable, we can talk about different things, how finances impact our life, how you maintain your budget, right? What kind of tips, tricks you use to this, how you change mm, some not good situations. Maybe you will catch it with some difficult situations, and you find a way to solve it, and so on. So I see some questions. Let me address them. Am I here correctly that it is a better idea to spend money on buying time if you uh, uh, spend this free time on a walk to afford this? Mm, That, from my point of view, that's not good idea, because when you're walking, when you spend around 12 hours for your walk every day. I experienced it with such such hard times, right? And when you buy time to walk not 12 but 14 hours per day, probably it's not so good, because it it doesn't bring you any comfort. It doesn't bring you any happiness. You will just exhaust it more. But if you're hard worker and you buy time uh, to have a good physical exercise and to have a relax from your work, right? It's probably a good spending of money. So if you work, for example, 4 hours, right, and uh, you have a chance to spend all other time with your relatives, and you're thinking about buying time for uh, for walking not 4 hours but 6 hours. That's a tricky question, I would say, because from one point of view you have enough time, uh, but from another point of view it might be different cases, right? For example, if you are on maternity or paternity leave, you can't afford more time for your work because of the baby, right? And you can buy time taking a babysitter, right, to spend the time with your spouse, or to buy a time to have more work while babysitter will take care about baby, right? Might be. It depends on the case. I hope I answered on the question. If not, let me know. And another one, how to put goals and don't spend money for some unnecessary things. So how I do it for in my own in my budget, right? We have a kind of high level goals of what we are going to achieve after some period of time. So it might be even years what we are going to achieve. And I more or less understand how much money we need, how prices will be changed based on the recent history, right? And I understand our my long-term goals. In the same time, I'm planning the month, and I understand how much money I need to spend per each category. So I have a budget by category. So, and I understand that for month by month we spend some amount of money for this category, and I see if we spend some more money here. That's a question for me and my wife. What happens? Might be that's we planned this, but I forget about this, right? Might be we not planned, but we decided to buy because of some obstacles, right? And might be we decided to change something. For example, just recently we bought a new um, an, how to say a new flow in my flat, which we changed the flow, right? And it takes some money. We planned this, but we won't we didn't think about exact amount of money, how much we can spend for this. Uh, our main goal was to make it in a way that we like it. It we didn't thought that it should be some luxury floor, right, with the parquet or something like this, with a poor kind of poor wood or something like. No, just a normal things, but we think what we can do to make it normal. To make it useful for us and to you remember when I talked about some personal related things, right? And we firstly will focus at this, and secondly at price. And we started this process some time ago, and we changed the floor room by room. So I think I answered at this question. If not, also let me know. I will provide some more details here. I see some other comments. Uh, could you give some pieces of advice where there is a balance between savings, financial safety, and spendings on emotions, silly stuff, or improving well-being? Good question. Uh, how I can answer this? How I do it for myself? Uh, I uh, I decided that this amount of money will be comfortable for me for savings and investment. right? And I know that I will not use this amount of money for some long period of time. So it is comfortable for me to do this. Uh, at the same time, I we reserve some amount of money for kind of personal things because my wife also would like to buy for herself uh, something fancy, right? Uh, okay, I'm okay with this. She's okay with this. If we are fitting in our common budget, from both sides we understand it, and it is okay when every one of us is happy to afford this within the budget. If we are exceeding the budget, that's a question how we can address this point using some different stuff, using something differently, right? If we understand that in a in the given month we are not in the budget, what we did wrongly? We are not saying that we need to shorten this. We can't afford us this thing, or something else. We're asking ourselves, might be we did something incorrectly. Maybe we can increase our happiness doing some other things, or maybe we can buy something with the same level of satisfaction, right? With the same level of the quality. Something like this. We are trying to solve the issue. So, and where the balance to well-being, um, that's another example I also could provide. Uh, when I worked on my previous job, my neighbor rented the flat, and he he saved all amount of money that he earned. Literally, he eat poor food. He wear poor clothing. He spent money just for renting, and basically that's all, right? He didn't visit anything. Can I say that he's happy? No. And he also admitted me that he's not happy, but he need to collect this amount of money because he would like to buy a flat. That's a great goal. Um, and but it depends on mm, it depends how far you from your goal. If it's just a short period of time, that's one story. If it's many years, it probably will be quite difficult for you to reach your goal. After some period of time, you will be stressed, you will be depressed of a huge amount of work, right? Because you need to you need to earn money, and low well-being level. And it actually you set it for yourself. You see that uh, for now I'm feeling not so good, maybe some issues with the project, with the client or whatever. So I would like to buy something for myself, right? So you can do this. Or another example, when had a walk in the park with my daughter, right? And accidentally, when I checked some ice cream stand, we decided we can buy this ice cream just for nothing. You see, it's a peanuts, but that's a good experience, and that increased our well-being level uh, intensively because we are even not thinking about this, but my daughter was happy, I was happy, right? And we spent just a small amount of money. Think about maybe not so expensive things, but maybe less expensive, and that make can bring you some can increase your happiness. So another question What makes people to downshift? Uh, Interesting question. Maybe not so fully related with our topic. However, I will try to answer this. Uh, from my point of view, how I see it, maybe I'm incorrect here. Downshifters could correct me. So I think that uh, people uh, at this specific level of life, specific stage of life, people realize that they're responsible for many things, and they just would like to decrease level of responsibilities, a level of stress, right? Because they have money, they worked so much to have this money, and they understand that they need not so much money for normal living, for just how to say? I'm trying to find a proper word here to be happy, right? To be happy of your daily activities. And these people made a decision about downshifting, and they can do some not so expensive things, right? Things for pleasure. For example, some handcrafting or whatever, or providing some consultations, some things that not require too much responsibilities, not require too much time, because they have enough money, they have they understand that they need not so much money for living, and they can afford can afford themselves and their families live as they want. I think that's a main purpose while people think about downshifting. Uh, Thank you for your experience. It makes me clear about connection between what I uh, it's some window here. What I see, I deliver and what I get back. Yeah, thank you for great words. I hope this presentation will be useful for you. I think my experience will be useful for you. And I always open for contacts, right? You can mail uh, financial literacy community at gmail.com. I monitor this mailbox every day, so you can contact directly to me. If you have some experience that you're ready to share, I will be happy to organize the session. Uh, as I mentioned before, we can pick different format here, and I would remind that it was the first session in our series where we would like to provide some information about financial literacy and help you be more aware of money, more confidential with money, and provide you some information to make decisions that will suit your life. So I think that's all. I don't see more comments here, right? So thank you very much, and have a good evening. See you. Bye bye.